What's going on, everybody? Before we get into this video, I just want to take this time to talk about my 2021 NFL Draft Guide. If you want to know everything that I've been doing since December and want to know more about the 2021 NFL Draft class, please make sure to check this out. The sale is over, but it's still $10. That is less than your monthly Spotify or Apple Music subscription. It's full of stuff like two exclusive mock drafts, positional rankings, my big board, an explanation as to how I grade, scouting reports, and an exclusive look ahead to some of my favorite players in 2022. It's a can't miss deal. It's all exclusive content that you're only getting in this guide. And at the same time, you're also helping out the channel, helping me grow and be able to expand more with more cash in circulation. So if you're interested, please let me know under my email, nickgashler500@gmail.com, under my Instagram, which is @GDN_scouting, and my Twitter handle is @CoachGash. Please feel free to follow the Twitter and Instagram, and if you're interested, please make sure to contact me. All of the ways to contact me are on the screen as well as in the description. Thank you so much, and let's get into the video. A guy that I really like that I don't think a lot of people talk about is Alijah Vera-Tucker. He's the USC offensive lineman. He's playing tackle right here. And he's a first-round guy that a lot of people like, but he doesn't get much buzz as a top 15, top 20 player, which I think he actually is. He remains pretty not talked about in the midst of all the quarterbacks and all the offensive tackles at the top of the board. But I really like Alijah Vera-Tucker as a player, and I'm here to explain why and give you a couple examples. He's a little undersized at 6'3", and I think he's about 305. Anybody who has the size can let me know in the comments. And this year, he usually plays left guard right here, so he should be here. But after Austin Jackson from USC left last year, they slid him out to left tackle, and he doesn't really have the length to play left tackle. But there's a lot of things that I like to kind of prove his value as an offensive lineman and overall player in this draft class that I think a lot of people are ignoring. This play right off the bat, I love the Oregon game. He got challenged a lot by Kayvon Thibodeau. He's a top 2022 player, the edge here. He gets challenged a lot from Thibodeau, and he responds really well. This first play here, we'll just get into it here. What I like here is his athletic. He's into his kick step almost immediately off the line. I really like to see that. He keeps his eyes on Thibodeau here and is able to engage. Thibodeau gets his number a little bit here and is able to push him back. But then Alijah Vera-Tucker anchors down here and doesn't really allow Thibodeau to get much more on him until Quenton Nelson starts going this way. But I love the ability to recover and be able to hold his own against Thibodeau. He's not the longest guy, and he's not going to win a lot of times as an offensive tackle. I don't think he should be used as an offensive tackle. I like him a lot better in guard, and we'll get into that later on. But this play here, I love the athleticism. The kick step is very smooth, and while he struggles at first, he's able to set in and be able to hold his anchor pretty well. Right about there, he's able to stop Thibodeau in his tracks. Look at the size difference here. Thibodeau's longer and taller than Alijah Vera-Tucker, and he even has his knees bent, so does Thibodeau. But as a whole, I really like the ability to anchor here. Alijah Vera-Tucker is a very powerful offensive lineman, as we'll get into later on. And this play is just a really good first example that I want to show. And he's able to hold this block until Slovis starts going that way. Right there is when he really gets good. I like that. I like this play a lot because it speaks to the intelligence of Alijah Vera-Tucker here. We're just going to break it down a little bit slower. We have what looks like a three-man front here. This guy's off the line of scrimmage a little bit, but it looks like he could be coming. Because he's not quite at the linebacker's depth. He's more he's playing the middle of the end man on the line of scrimmage and the slot receiver here. So he's a threat on the blitz. Alijah Vera-Tucker is aware of that and has his eyes this way. But when we get into the snap, look where his hands are. He has his hands out waiting for this guy to come in, if he comes in, to be able to keep this gap closed and be able to hold him a little bit in case 97 ends up going through this and going through the B gap and trying to get to the quarterback. He has his hands inside here to catch that. Once he realizes that this guy's going through the A gap, he keeps his hands outside, and he realizes 55 is coming. He transitions outside very smoothly in his kick step to be able to take on 55. And watch how he engages here. We're going to see the inside, his hands go inside to go outside, and then he punches here while this guy tries to engage, gets right into his chest right there, and is able to neutralize him, hold his ground, and hold his leverage before Slovis gets the pass off, and ultimately the play's dead here. But really solid job from Alijah Vera-Tucker being intelligent here and making a good stop. Right here, what I like to see in the run game is his aggression. Alijah Vera-Tucker is going to be right here hiding behind this pole. This guy's going to try and attack B-gap. It's a run play. Alijah Vera-Tucker comes down with his guard and is able to get a nice little pancake here. The hand placement is questionable, but we'll get into that. But the aggression in the pancake is there. I really like that. Let's take a look. He crashes down pretty quick. Let's see how many steps that is. It's a little bit more, but we'll see. 1, 2. Yeah, so it's a 1, 2. It's just a quick step. He steps down and then brings his hip and his left foot into the block. Frees it up so this guard can go get this linebacker, and then is a nice finish here. Is able to finish with 95 on the ground. I really like that aggression. I like that ability to be able to topple him, be lower than him. He gets his pads lower than him, kind of right there. They're pretty even, but then Alijah Vera-Tucker just uses his lower body strength and a combination of his motion to be able to bulldoze 95 out of the way and get that running back through the gap if that 23 isn't there. But still very good aggression, very good. I like Alijah Vera-Tucker because he's kind of like a scrap dog. He finishes through the plays, and he's not afraid to keep competing and through the end of the play. I like that. Right, another example of Alijah Vera-Tucker here at left tackle. Kayvon Thibodeau is going to come out. He's going to engage. We're going to see it here. He shifts out to a kind of a 7 or a 9 tech here. He's going to come out. Alijah Vera-Tucker does a good job of getting his smaller length to engage inside of Thibodeau's chest. Thibodeau gives up his chest coming in here, and that's what gives Alijah Vera-Tucker the advantage here. He's able to hold his leverage, re-engage in his chest again, and then he kind of comes out. The guard helps him out by pushing him down, but watch the finish. I like that Alijah Vera-Tucker does not just stand there while Thibodeau's kind of wrangling around on the ground. He comes in and tries and finishes him. That's the violence and aggression that I like from offensive linemen. Again, we see an outstanding finish from Alijah Vera-Tucker, number 75 here. Watch this just real quick, and then we'll rewind it. He finds his edge rusher on the ground. He finishes him. That's what I love to see. This edge rusher, I think it could be Kayvon Thibodeau, is going to stunt inside to try and catch the run. It looks like power. Let's see where that guard's pulling from. Yeah, that's basic power. I mean, you have this guy crashing down. I like Alijah Vera-Tucker being, it could be, yeah, it's kind of just a power type because he's getting the end man on the line of scrimmage. But 75 here, Alijah Vera-Tucker is going to be able to keep pushing, take him to the ground. Finishing that block is crucial in trying to get your running back through. I really like that. Solid job from Alijah Vera-Tucker. And while I like Alijah Vera-Tucker's ability to be a scrapyard guy and finish well and be able to kick step and handle himself in pass pro pretty well. Again, he's not going to be a tackle long term because of this reason, right? He's going to extend. That's his fully extended arms. He's trying to get into Thibodeau's chest, but as we watch later on in the play here, he has to reestablish his position and his positioning and leverage multiple times throughout the snap. If he does a better job of being able to, if his arms are longer, quite frankly, he's going to be able to anchor down and hold him a lot better. Instead, his arms are smaller, and this is also the case as an offensive guard, where he's going to struggle with this on the next level. Here's an example of Alijah Vera-Tucker at guard. They're playing Arizona State here. This was 2019, so he would have been a sophomore, I believe. But I like this play here because he's able to hold his leverage and use his feet to be able to move around and stay consistent with this defensive tackle who's kind of in a two-tech position. Let's watch the tape. He's going to be able to engage, get his hands inside his chest by the looks of it, and watch his feet while this number 95 is trying to move around and get off of him. His feet follow him. His feet mirror him. That's what you like to see out of offensive tackle or offensive linemen specifically, and being able to hold that, right? He keeps his leverage, and he's able to hold and mirror this defensive tackle so he doesn't get out in front of him and ends up losing his balance. We saw a couple issues in the 2020 tape of Alijah Vera-Tucker losing his balance, but here he looks very solid holding that defensive tackle down. I really like this play. The mirror technique is nice. Let's take this play in the run. They're down on their own 1 here. This is not a great situation for the USC offense, and this play is just going to be B gap run here, right through the A, or I guess that's the A gap. So an A gap run, kind of like halfback dive, but. Well, let's watch Alijah Vera-Tucker and how he carves this hole out. He's perfect position for the defensive tackle to be in. He's going to be able to take him inside and open up this hole. Whenever you, as a blocker, you're taught that you want to have your ass to the hole, and that's where he is. He has his butt to the hole here. He's able to trap this defensive tackle inside of the space here. That's really good football from Alijah Vera-Tucker. Does a really good job of being able to push him and keep him in there and trap him. And USC is able to get a good gain out of that for a first down, likely. Because of this integral block. This is the integral piece of this block here, of this run and this play, because if Alijah Vera-Tucker can't get over there and step here and be in good position to open up this hole, this play could be a safety or it could be a no gain. You could still be on the one. So that's a really good play from Vera-Tucker. So in total, this is the top part where I cut off the film and I just want to give the analysis. Alijah Vera-Tucker, I think he's a very underrated prospect, and I know he gets a ton of first-round buzz and whatnot, but he's by far the top interior lineman in the class, and I think he has the potential to be a very solid top 20 pick. If teams see what I see in the film, he should be a top 20 pick. He has the versatility to play tackle, although it's not ideal. He can survive there, and he showed that in the Oregon game because it got tough for him against some of those top pass rushers, but he was able to hold his own, and he was able to play pretty well. I like him a lot better at guard, and I only did have 2 clips of him as a guard, but I wanted to showcase a little bit of what he can do in both run and pass there, and those are consistent things, as well as his aggression, his ability to be athletic, and play well there. I'd like to see him improve you can't really improve much about him because the big problem with it is his length. His arms are just not going to be long like you'd want them to be, and he doesn't have that high-level technique to be able to hide that. He has good technique, and he can do good technique on things like what we saw when he got his hands underneath Kayvon Thibodeau's pads and was able to hold his own leverage and finish there. But that's not there on a consistent basis, as we saw in that first play. So he's going to have to do a little bit of improvement. As a whole, I really like him. He should be a top guy, and he should be a starter as a rookie as well. Now, if you liked this video, we're going to have a lot more coming through this April. Position ranking videos we're trying to put out. I think I'm going to have a goal of 2 positionals a week and trying to get those out. So we're looking hopefully at 2 to 3 videos a week from now until draft time. My mock draft 4.0 and 5.0 still have to come out, so we have a lot of content ahead before we get to draft time. But if you enjoyed this video, make sure to like and subscribe. Stay here. We have a journey here, and we're going to be able to get better and learn more about this draft class. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys soon. Peace out.